My name is Eli Ace, and we got our Tesla wall charger, and we're excited to install that in this complex situation. Usually you watch a lot of YouTube videos and you're seeing all these installations, and they're simple because everything's in the garage that they need. But in this specific situation, I wanted to really emphasize on those people who have a very complicated situation in their garage, and it's going to cost them a lot more money. But we're going to try to solve the situation that I have to see maybe it'll help somebody else. I'm a brand new Tesla owner. So here's the problem I'm running into. For instance, if we look here, we got our box. So we can technically run an 80 amp wire to the garage. But here's the problem. The problem is, look, there's a whole bunch of ductwork up top. Not only that, this side of the house is the apartment. Very complex situation, because then I'm running into drywall and then drop ceiling in, which is fine, but everything up there is fire caulked and everything is fire protected so that no fire from the apartment would get into this part of the house. Therefore, for us to run a wire through the ceiling here and then into here and then run into the garage is going to actually be very expensive, but we're not going to give up. What are we going to do? So we decided to, if you follow me, we decided to go to a different corner of the house. So here's the outside wall, and right in there is where my meter box sits. The main meter coming from the pole into here. From there, it's running to that box that I just showed you. And now we decided to run it from here to the garage because we have drop ceiling the whole way through, and then through the closet, and running through this utility room right here. We're in this utility room, and we're gonna run it through the whole way to the garage, and then we continue running it because it's all drop ceiling through there, and we could open it up, and there's the garage. We're able to solve that problem by running the wire the whole way into the garage. So right here we have, so basically this is where I pointed to you, that from here we have the wall stopping right here, and that's where you saw the bathroom. So we're able to run a wire right through here, and from here we're able to connect the wall, Tesla wall charger. And then since we're running from the main meter, and I'll show you that. So we're here outside of the meter, and we see right here, and in the basement where we showed you in the corner, that's exactly where this meter is. So we're actually going to open this up and run a 100 amp wire the whole way to the garage, going through the drop ceiling, so we don't have to take out any drywall or anything like that, to make it as simple as possible, and running it from the meter the whole way into the garage. And we're gonna bring it right here. I'm gonna put it right there. All right, we got OT construction. We're basically gonna tap into this baby right here, and we're gonna run a wire the whole way through the house, the bottom, the basement, and we're gonna tap into the garage. Straight run. This should be much easier than anticipated. Here we go. We got this coming in from the main unit, and we're gonna be running a cable the whole way across. Here we got OT construction.
Yep.
Tesla professional.
So, and this is aluminum 2-aught cable, 100 amp breaker. That's what we need.
Go through there. What's this? Okay. That's my subwoofer right there. Woo! So what are we gonna do?
We're gonna bring the wire out of here somewhere, and we're gonna have a new breaker here, 100 amp breaker. I'm gonna put the wire in a 100 amp breaker.
Basically, when I go, if something happens, I would have to turn the breaker off here.
Yes.
Walk around.
Yep.
Perfect. There we go. We got the wire through. We're supposed to have that little ring right there, but we can't because this is after the fact installation. So we're just gonna try to seal that with silicone, make the best of what we have.
Okay, breaker's in. No, it's dead. There you go. Right here? It's good?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, you want me to do it from?
Okay.
Perfect. Pushing it. And we got a successful transfer. Right there. And they say ideal is 48 inches from the floor, and I think we're right on the money. The center of it. Oh, look at that.
Can't be any better.
Bingo. The problem we're facing is that the Tesla holes are a little too small for the amount of power we're trying to provide. Therefore, we're gonna have to tweak it a little bit just to be able to, get it in. So OT construction.
Yep. In. Feels
perfectly.
Fits perfectly.
Maybe he had the first generation, but this one fits perfectly. And this is an 80 amp wire?
No, it's rated for 100 amp wire.
So it's rated for 100 amp. Was the breaker outside 80 amp or 100?
Nope, it's 100.
So this is a full 100 and it fits perfectly into the newest model of the Tesla charger. So if you guys are getting yourself a new Tesla model charger, you will know that it fits perfectly. You don't have to worry about tweaking the wires as maybe the older models you might have had to do.
Hustle with it a little bit, but it fits in.
Yeah, you just gotta make it a little snug.
The other one,
Fit
it went in perfectly. But this one is
It's the stubborn one.
fighting back with. There you
Oh
go.
yeah, there we go. Snug.
Make sure. Yep, nice and tight. And we're gonna silicone that hole in there. Make sure
So there's no
creatures
no draft going into there in
Yeah,
case of a
that's
fire. Perfect. We got the silicone inside the cavity. Now we're ready to install the Tesla unit.
Here we're pulling out.
Oh yeah, here we go. We got a few straps holding down the wire.
There's one more.
So if you don't have snippers, you might have a problem in this step.
They'll sell them at.
But if you got this far, don't give up. Screw off, and we're trying to pop it open, but the seal's pretty good because of probably the weather seal. When you're ready to take the wall plate off, just making sure it doesn't go off that easy. And there's little clips, as you can see. So you want to be careful, just go slowly so you don't break the cover plate. Just gotta make your way to the very top and clipping them. Seems like it should go much easier, but there we go.
Whew.
Yeah, the wall plate is...
Yeah, it's pretty sealed in there.
Interesting screws.
Ooh.
Luckily, they probably come with it. Which
I
they
hope
do.
it is. I hope they do.
Yes,
Yeah, it looks like.
So you don't have to worry about when you get to the step. But everything comes with the Tesla wall charger, so you don't have to worry about that.
You see this? What it looks like inside. Now I gotta get these 3 wires to the little hole in the back. The wires come out there.
Right there.
And now we can get this one on each side. There we go. Now 2 smaller screws
On the bottom.
go on the bottom. There's 2. There you go.
Perfect.
Now we gotta put these wires in there.
This is where small fingers would be beneficial.
Yep.
But if you're like this bodybuilder over here,
Bodybuilder, yeah.
you're gonna have a...
It's not as easy.
Yeah, it's not as easy.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that fits perfect.
First wire's in.
And we recommend
pull it out.
doing this without having live wires.
Yes, that's for sure. So the ground will go right in there.
And
You'll see a little ground terminal right here. That's where the green wire will go.
it's a little hard to see,
Yep, it is.
but it's there.
Right here.
There, yeah. And question for dummies: how do you know that the red goes on the right and the black goes on the left?
It doesn't really make any difference, but once you see the wires comes in, if the right wire on the right side and the black is on the left, do that. Don't cross them. I mean, just keep them straight.
Yeah, keep it
but
straight.
it doesn't make any difference because they're both hot wires. So 120, 120. If you reverse them, doesn't make any difference. So there's no neutral. There's 2 hot wires. Oh, it's a little tight. Okay. My fingers are too big for that.
He's gonna go
Go for the right tool.
the right tool for the job. There we go. Perfect. We bend that.
I'm not a piano player, so I'm bodybuilder, so my fingers are not.
You gotta use his brain. The usual
Tiny.
bodybuilders don't have. Never mind. I'll keep that
Yeah,
comment to
no.
myself.
So once you get all the wires in, make sure they're tight in there. They're not loose. They won't come out. So
Perfect.
nice. I don't know which
And
one.
then you might get some plugs.
Yep, there's. You see a little hole in the bottom there, and it needs to be plugged. There's a plug comes with it. All you have to do is just thread that in there. Again, that's from any creatures get in there.
Yeah. Or kids in their
Kids,
toys.
yeah. Well, it's, There you go.
There we go. Nice.
So
Okay.
now put the cover back on.
And before you guys close it up, here you will see what seems to be a plug. First glance, you might think it's for maybe a diagnostic or plug-in, but actually you might miss a very important part. You have to plug it in right into this wall plate. This will actually give you the LED green light. So make sure you don't miss this step. when you're putting the wall plate back on. Alright, that final touches. There's a little screw on the bottom.
Yep. There.
There we go.
Okay, a little screw at the bottom there.
We're gonna turn on the breaker and I'm gonna yell from here. So as you can see,
no smoke, no fire coming out of it.
yeah. So we finally installed the Tesla wall charger, and this is Elsa. Elsa, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
And what are you about to do?
I opened it, and now I am putting it inside.
And let's see if it's gonna. There we go. We got green.
Oh. There, we're done.
Yeah, let's see how much we're charging. Yes. So we got OT Construction. Oleg has successfully installed the Tesla charger in less than 2 hours.
Yep, something like that.
That's not how long it takes. It's because he's a professional. Voila, the Tesla's charging and my little daughter's happy. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Both, like this.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, guys. We have a little situation. We installed this properly. Everything works. It's charging the car well. But when I go inside to see how much amperage I'm getting, I'm only getting 12 amps, which is a problem. So I looked at the instructions and it tells you that you have to adjust something in there to actually get the appropriate amperage. So if we brought in 100 amp wire, we have to make sure it's adjusted to the proper amperage. So that is what I'm gonna do today, even though the electrician left, and I'm gonna try to do this myself. I'm gonna try to get inside there based on what I observed. So this is a non-electrician trying to do this by myself. And I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna follow the instructions and make sure I twist the adjustment valve or adjustment knob to the proper amperage, and hopefully we'll get maximum amperage. Because when I got in the car, I was literally getting 10 miles per hour. Like, that's pretty bad. And then I started reading and I found out the problem. All right, we're taking this off like this. Here is our Tesla charging. So we're gonna turn this off and we're gonna go inside and we're gonna make the appropriate amperage fix. All right, as you can see, the green light's gone. It means we have turned off the unit. Now we're gonna open it up and see what we can do inside. Before I unscrew the bottom screw, I'd like to let you know this is a Hilti. I am a big fan of Hilti. If you've never heard of Hilti power tools, you're just, especially if you're into Teslas. If you're into Teslas, you gotta know about Hilti. Hilti is one of the best power tools and they help in so many ways. So make sure you go to hilti.com and check out their power tools. They're more expensive, but they definitely outperform anything else that's out there in competition. Many of you probably are frustrated with is that nobody posts videos of this step. And I think it's a very important step because look at that. I got the one, just like the diagram right there. That's the one I have, and I have it set on 1. And if you're in my boat, that arrow is pointing to 1 out of that dial, and you could understand it's pointing to 1. Now, based on this, since I'm getting 100 amperage, so let's look here. So if I'm getting 100 amps coming in, the circuit breaker is 100 amps, so that's maximum output of 80 amps. So my dial should be at D. Right now it is at 1. So if I go back to that,
If it's at 1, that means it's throwing out 12 amps. And that's the problem. I'm only getting 12 amps of power, which is 10 miles per hour. That's a problem. And I've been going to video after video, and I haven't seen anybody post this very important information. What they're doing, they're putting that cap on, and they're charging their car. They must be avoiding that step, or they're coming into that and doing it later without actually posting it on the video. But I want to be very clear. Before you close the wall cap, this right here into there. And then before you close it, make sure you got that little dial right over there. That dial. It needs to be not on 1, but based on the manual, it should be on D. That's if you're getting 80 amps. If you're only putting 40 amps in on a 50 amp breaker, you should be on 8. But since I'm doing the maximum, I'm gonna put it on D and see what I get. And find a screw, probably just a small flathead, and we're gonna basically move it till we get to D. There we go. As you can see, I put the arrow facing D. All right, after that, we're gonna go back to the breaker and make sure we turn it back on to see if what we did with switching that dial to D with the highest amperage, see what the result that we get. All right, let's see if it works before we put our cover plate on. And looks like it's working. Now we're just gonna plug it in and see how much amperage we're getting. We got power coming in. Let's see what voltage we're getting. Let's see what we're getting. And here we're getting 35 amps. Let's go the whole way, see if it'll handle it. Yes. Look at that, 45 miles per hour. Yeah, baby. That's how it's supposed to be, not 12 amps. That's amazing. I like that. 45 miles an hour. Woohoo! Well, we have successfully installed the Tesla wall charger, and we're getting the full amperage from the 100 amp breaker that we've installed. Now it's successfully installed, and we're getting everything we need, and everything's working perfectly. Even though this was supposed to be a complex installation, because we were going to go through the main house and run the wire through drywall and going through a lot of headaches, but we solved the problem by going directly through the house, and we're able to install it at a breeze in literally less than 2 hours because of OT Construction's experience. And I would like to say that if you can click subscribe to this channel, we'll continue posting videos about this Tesla journey that I'm experiencing. I'd like to thank everyone for just staying tuned and being able to follow along. And if you have any questions, feel free to write comments